after the Second World War. So was Japan, so was South Korea, so was Malaysia, or even famous Singapore. They all received aid. But there's something special about them, which is they all, without exception, graduated from being aid recipients within 20 years. By the time those 20 years were over, they were actually giving aid to other people. But Africa, 60 years later, Africans are negotiating on a global stage the next form of aid they think they want to be getting. Why is it that we are not able to graduate from aid? In the past, we used to blame colonialists, but today, the threat to African economies or destruction of African economies by Africans, the sabotage of our own economies by Africans is on the rise. And I think that we cannot keep making the same mistakes and expecting different outcomes or better results. We need to get our act together. I think it's possible for Africa to rise, but it won't do so until we get organized and we work differently.
The biblical crusade that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. We need wisdom to rule this country. Na omubema Ghana ayaye ni bisabio nyansa muwayi.
You are at the forefront of the communications in this country and for this government. I know that we talk about party communicators and so on, but I don't see any better communicators than the heads of these institutions. You are the best communicators this party can have. You are the best communicators because you are possessed of all the information. You know, sometimes you see some of our party communicators struggling on some issues because they just don't have the data and they are confronted in a studio and they don't have the data. But our opponents are very good at propaganda. They're very, very good. You know, they will just throw out, you know, falsehood. And if you are not able to counter it, it takes the aura of truth. But you are in the best positions to counter all this false propaganda because you have the data, you know. So I want to basically emphasize that we expect you to let the people know all the good works that are taking place in your various entities. Recently, for example, we had an issue come up after the lecture I gave in Ashesi on the digital transformation. NDC came out and said John Mahama had made all the investments in fiber optics, and that is why we are benefiting from John Mahama. They claim everything, by the way. I'm sure you heard what they said, that they had invested in fiber optics, and now we are taking the benefit of it. I said, wait a second. I can't remember any investments of the John Mahama government in the fiber optic space. So I called NCA. I said, give me the data on fiber optics in Ghana. It was very interesting when the data was provided. NCA has provided 6 fiber optic licenses, 6, since Ghana began, Just 6 fiber optic licenses. The first was provided under President Kwaku, which was Voltacom. Yes, 6, right? Of all the 6, 5 were provided under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the MP. So, under the MPP, since 2017, we have licensed entities and total fiber optic network in Ghana that has been licensed by the government is 6,343 kilometers. 6,000, that's total. What the MPP has licensed since 2017, of that 6,343 is 5,610. That is 88.4%. This is data.
107.7
and that is data that is in possession of us. We have to make that data.
107.7
So how can we provide 88.4% of the fiber optic network of Ghana and you say our digitization is riding on your investment? When we even started the whole process in 2007. So you have the data in your respective entities, and you should come out and let the people know when there are issues. Don't leave it to party communicators.
Yeah, helicopter crash. Sabri watchana na no ansi. Erinti Anopa yi se otiase na enkwa wo mu a. Yemfa seda ma awurade bi so se no fata. Na ai reho se bi abeti ese. Obi se Anopa me ba se me ya asore. Na morning shift ye ni sa na mziwe. Moye na bibi fa mutremu a. Na mo kaka de morning shift ye ni say. Wada na awurade ahwe so ama ade acho na da na se we. Me ya asore nti o mpe. E mba na betra na people we see the people we see. Get free 1992 people we see akosi say. My wase. Opportunity amodi ama me o mukamo. Taxi drivers, young Uber, private cars. When ukoja obi ani baby o koja obi ani baby a oko. To bo asepa di no krama urade. Ye wa famu de. Obeto ni nhire gu so. Trust me. See di no krama urade. Adwuma bi a wo ye bia. Fa kuma kan ni adwuma fine. Onka echi wa brabo. Life is not about competition. Only obi any competition. E wa brabo. Aje wo one wo honko a. Di no kre. Enka echi. Ebe yo sesi ni no. When you ready be fa so be hira no onti ase na be dwen ho aso onti ase da. Men ko tuma mpamerika bibia me ha ho. Enkoda nkoso so da ebo ni bia. Ayo be ka chiro se abrabon de no anu de warwabo. Oye be ma sore na fa baabi. O fa baabi hemfa na wo fa. Amanfo afa baabi a ne aye wonsu. Amanfo ba afa baabi a ne aye won se twere. Mamu bia na ada o se sore na fa baabi manfa baabi a koso nyame a wo som no ne ginidi no be ya nwade e wa ya ma obi a wo nso be ya ma wo e yo sa kachi enkachi da biara da. First time is always the best. Ye hia pa ne se wonya akwadro na be sore na wa ye de esene fata. And trust me, obe she ne ho ani munyam. Pay me pa bon ma de se den se radin kan ho no show ani munyam ba bi o bia. Wona e pay